Now, Sarrah COMPANIWALA and Elena LUTJENS MACHES from the Lycée Michel Lucius are going to present their project titled Essential Oils, Reality or a Hoax. Since ancient times, essential oils are often used in aromatherapy, by inhalation or by application to the skin. Essential oils were seen as the medicine of the future, as nature's healing powers, but have also been labeled as a hoax. But let's hear from the participants about their findings.
Essential oils, a reality or a hoax? Hello, I'm Sarrah COMPANIWALA.
Hello, and I'm Elena LUTJENS, and today we will be presenting our project about essential oils.
We performed a total of 2 experiments, one testing the effects of lavender essential oils on Daphnia Magna, a water flea, and the other on humans.
So, what exactly is the problem we're trying to investigate? Many people do not believe in essential oils and see them as a scam, accrediting any effect of them to a simple placebo.
So, to see what they actually did, we performed a few researches, and all we could find were mixed conclusions. So, we did what we had to, and we performed a small investigation.
What exactly are essential oils? Essential oils are concentrated plant extract, which are made by distillation of a specific plant, which results in a liquid that has the same chemical properties as that plant. Essential oils have many benefits, and there are a great variety of essential oils. They have been used since ancient times, especially in old Oriental medicine.
Therapies that use essential oils to treat psychological disorders prove their effectiveness, but like other clinical trials, a placebo must be taken into account. There are many different types of lavender. For example, as you can see here, in our experiments we used Lavandula angustifolia, which is used to treat anxiety, stress, and insomnia, whereas other studies use Lavandula latifolia, which treats pain and inflammations.
For our first experiment, we investigated the effect of lavender essential oil on the heart rate of Daphnia magna. Daphnia magna are small planktonic crustaceans that are commonly called water fleas. Their average heart rate is 200 beats per minute, and they're ideal for heart rate experiments due to their invisible body. One can perfectly see their heart and their beats.
This is what it looks like under the microscope. And here is its heart, as you can see, very visible. Our hypothesis for this experiment was that lavender essential oils would have an effect on the heart rate, specifically decreasing it.
As you can see here, there's a significant decrease once you add the lavender, supported by a statistical t-test. Since this supported our hypothesis, we decided to carry out a second experiment, testing the effects of lavender essential oils on humans. So, the human heart rate is affected by many factors. One of these factors can be a placebo. Our subjects were all females between the ages of 15 to 18.
We had 10 volunteers divided into 2 sessions with 5 people in each. Both of these sessions were performed on different days. To test that effect on the effect of lavender essential oil on our subjects, we set up 3 rooms. In these 3 rooms, in the first room, we had no presence of lavender, and our subjects did not know what we were investigating. In the second room, we diffused the lavender but did not tell our subjects about it. In the third room, the presence of lavender was still there. The oil was still diffused, but we did tell our subjects about it and clear them up about the benefits of lavender essential oil. As for the method, upon entering the room, the volunteers were wrapped up in Pascal heart rate monitors, as shown here. We recorded their heart rate for 5 minutes and then asked them a few questions. How are you feeling? What were some thoughts you had in the past 5 minutes? And do you feel tired? Then we took a short break and moved on to room 2. In room 2 and room 3, we did the same exact method, while a break in the middle as well. Then we compiled our data and calculated the averages. There is a pattern seen, but the differences in heart rate between the rooms can be argued to be negligible. But as you can see, there is some sort of pattern. There is a decreasing heart rate from room 1, where lavender was not present, to room 2, where lavender is present, but the volunteers did not know about it, to room 3, where lavender was present and they knew about it. 40% of our subjects reported to be really stressed at the beginning of an investigation. In room 2, of these 40%, 75% reported to feel less stressed and more calm. In the last room, in room 3, with the presence of the lavender and the information about it, 90% of all of our subjects felt much more relaxed and much calmer.
But when we look at individual data sets, we see different patterns. Most of our data looks like this, like subject 1's, where it supports our hypothesis because the heart rate decreases from room 1 to room 2 to room 3. Specifically here, subject 1 said they felt stressed and anxious in room 1, but felt more calm and more relaxed in room 2 and room 3.
Very few of our data also look like this graph. Here you can see that subject 8, the overall trend of its heart rate is quite constant. Subject 8 also reported not to have had any change in mood or any change in stress levels. The lavender does not seem to show any effect on their body.
But not everything went well, so what went wrong?
Short exposure. Before we started recording our subject's heart rate, they were only exposed to the lavender for about 1 minute, which might have not been enough time for the lavender to show any effect on their body.
Secondly, some volunteers said they could smell something in room 2. If they knew what lavender smelled like, or if they knew the benefits of lavender, it could have affected the heart rate.
Varying resting heart rate. So every individual has a different heart rate, and when you consider the results of all of our subjects together, it's quite difficult to compare them. To improve this, a percentage rate could be calculated.
To completely refute the lavender as a placebo control should have been carried out. This is what it would have looked like. We would have had room 4, where they would have been told lavender is present, but actually no lavender would have been present. We would have carried out the same method as we did in room 1 and 2 and 3 and compared the data. If there was a decrease in heart rate compared to room 1 where lavender was not present either, then lavender could be concluded solely as a placebo.
So, what is the future for essential oils? Essential oils could be used as alternative medicine for small ailments and taking advantage of the wide variety of essential oils. Essential oils are also helpful during medical procedures. We have found many studies that conducted research to see if lavender essential oil reduces the anxiety of a patient before a medical procedure, and many of them had really positive results. In general, essential oils should be taken seriously. They are a reality. They are not a hoax. And if we start having that defining research, we can take the full potential of essential oils. Essential oils could be used in schools and exam halls to reduce anxiety, or in hospital waiting rooms.
All in all, essential oils, specifically lavender, has an effect on heart rate, specifically decreasing it, as shown as Daphnia magna and humans. And even if there is a placebo to be taken into account, it does not mean it's a bad thing. Placebos have an effect on almost all symptoms known to mankind. They cannot be given an overdose and do not have any serious side effects. So, in short, placebos hold the prize for the world's most protein, safe, effective, and cheap drugs. So, if they can enhance the treatment, then why not? We acknowledge that essential oils cannot replace modern treatments, but they could be used to enhance them, for example, in chemotherapy or to reduce post- and perioperative anxiety. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Hello. We were going to ask a couple questions about your project and about you and how it went. First of all, how did you guys get acquainted with alternative medicine and specifically essential oils?
So my mom, we are 8 children, and she really likes essential oils. She used them a lot on all of her daughters. For example, lavender, she would use that a lot when we had insect bites, like the other one, the latifolia instead of the angustifolia. When we wouldn't sleep and we would be annoying her a little, she would diffuse it around the house to calm us down and get to sleep better. But yeah, it's mostly my mom, and also she had some experience in the family with essential oils.
We also are in our last year, so we have a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress and all that, and we just wanted something that could help us, but not the pharmaceutical medicines, like chemicals. So I was like, your mom did that when you were younger, so let's try that out. Let's see if it actually works. So,
Sounds good.
Did you see any surprises in your research? Any findings you weren't expecting before?
I genuinely didn't think the whole essential oils would be measurable in any way, because I knew it when I was a child, when I grew up, I noticed that people didn't really take it seriously. So I kind of took that as oh, it was just because placebo, it's my mom, she's taking care of me. So I didn't actually think it was something I could measure, something we would see on our graphs. And I think that was kind of a surprise to especially me. I mean, she was sure we would see it. That's why she offered to do the whole experiment.
We had a little argument before, it's gonna work. No, it's not. It's gonna work. I'll prove you wrong.
And it did end up working out well.
So overall, the cooperation went fine with you two?
Yes, we work perfectly together. I don't think we ever had a problem.
No, I think we compromise a lot.
Yes,
we compromise a lot.
Yeah.
But it always ends up working out perfectly.
Sounds good. Did you face specific difficulties during your project?
Daphnia mom.
Yes, the Daphnia Magna, they kept on dying. We had to decrease the concentration of the oil by so much. But I think in the end we found one that worked, and they stayed alive until pretty much the end. So.
And then getting human subjects, which are students, which have a tight time schedule,
Yes.
getting them to work with us for an hour before their lunch break, during their lunch break, during their 15-minute, during their breaks that they have, getting them to cooperate with us was also quite.
We had to bribe them at the
Yeah.
end with chocolates. They're our friends, so they
But
had to,
still.
manipulation.
But yeah, that's why we only had 10 subjects, because it was really hard convincing other people to participate in something that they do not know what is going to happen. People usually don't like that.
And did your study motivate you to look further into that topic? You mentioned you've focused very much on lavender oil. Are you looking into deepening that research further, or was it also an inspiration for you for your further studies?
I think we're definitely going to look into placebo a bit more and how that works and why it happens and stuff like that. We'll definitely want to try out other lavender oils, but other types of alternative medicine, so pills maybe, and other, maybe in your food, some spices, because turmeric helps with a lot of things, cinnamon helps with a lot of things, so definitely go into more of that side as well.
So not only inhalation by diffusion or anything, but maybe oral ingestion,
Yeah,
or other pathways.
application as
Yeah.
well and stuff like that.
Because there are so many things one could do. We really focus on that one to get those control variables done to make it a reliable experiment. But there are really so many things one could investigate.
And you're in your last year of high school now. Do you still plan to continue the project and maybe participate next year?
We would love to. I would really like to do it again. I had a really pleasant time on it, although because of exams that are coming up, we did have a tight schedule, but I would love to do it again when I'm in uni. So.
I would love to do it too. We'll see how it works out for us both in uni.
Maybe one last question. I think we can see an increasing demand for alternative medicine in society these days. Why do you think is that?
I feel like they're looking for something that is maybe not synthetic, something that's more natural, and something more cheaper, and something they're more familiar with,
They're often also looking for something that they can explain easier. If you look into nature, if you're trying to explain to someone, oh yeah, I did this in the laboratory, but if you explain to them this plant, when you see this plant, it can do this, and if I take this plant and distill it and get that liquid, it will do the same. And I think often also alternative medicine promises not to have any side effects, because if you look at most medicine we use, it has side effects, obviously. And then alternative medicine promises to not have any or very little side effects. So I think that's one of the major things why they look to alternative medicine.
Yeah, so I think quite a relevant topic you have started looking into. Thank you very much for taking the time and speaking with us and answering our questions. I'm sure that was interesting for our audience to listen to.
Thank you very much, and then good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much for taking interest in our project as well.